Chapter 33 Elation. After the frightening encounter, human rat still looked shaken, glancing nervously at Vermilion Bird, seemingly seeking his permission. What's wrong? Do you need me to help you up? Vermilion Bird asked with a smile. And no, I don't. Human rat stammered as she shakily stood up. After a long pause, she finally looked at Keejaw and said, Thank you, thank you. Keejaw shook his head. You don't need to thank me. But before he could finish, Keejaw saw a hand pierce through human rat's abdomen from behind. Her body stiffened, and her voice was abruptly cut off. Warm, sticky blood splattered all over Keejaw. Vermilion Bird slowly embraced human rat from behind, as if holding a lover. This child has such good manners. Vermilion Bird closed his eyes, pressing his face against human rat, as if savoring her scent. Saying thank you is a good habit. You broke the rule. You tried to escape. He might have spared you, but I won't. With that, Vermilion Bird reached out with his other hand, removed human rat's mask, and tossed it to the ground. Keejaw could now see her face clearly. The human rat was just a teenage girl. Her face was still youthful, with traces of childishness. Her eyes, filled with fear and despair, rimmed with tears as blood bubbled from her mouth. So much pain. Human rat coughed up a mouthful of blood. The pain will be over soon, Vermilion Bird whispered, rubbing his nose against her hair. You're going to die soon. Don't worry. Once you're dead, it'll all end. You sick bastard. 体要记也尽, unable to bear it any longer. She's just a kid. You scumbag. Let her go. Vermilion Bird chuckled coldly, withdrawing his bloodied hand, and pushed human rat forward. Instinctively, Keejaw caught the girl in his arms, his face filled with shock. Yes, this was what it meant to gamble with life. He had won, so she had to die. Even though Keejaw didn't want her life, she was destined to die. The young girl known as Human Rat had been forced into this corner by Keejaw himself. He thought he was only betting his own life, never realizing that the same wager applied to her. But weren't they the ones hosting the game? Could it be that these animal masks were also some kind of participants? Keejaw, why are you here? Vermilion Bird asked coldly as he shook the blood off his hand. What tianzi? Keejaw was stunned. Looking up at him, you know my name. Vermilion Bird's lips curved into a faint smile as he pointed at each of them in turn, calling out their names. Keejaw, Tiao Ji Ling Yuan, Shangli Wan. Why are you all here? Sweet was also taken aback. Shangli Wan was her real name, one she hadn't used since she was 14. What do you mean? Why are we here? Lin Kai asked. If we're not here, where should we be? With an enigmatic smile, Vermilion Bird slowly shook his head. It seems you truly don't know why you're here. How pathetic. If you have something to say it clearly. Stop being so cryptic, Keejaw said coldly, holding the dying human rat in his arms. His eyes were icy. Do you think playing games like this makes you seem profound? At these words, Vermilion Bird's expression darkened. The smile that had been lingering on his face vanished. Keejaw, I knew we wouldn't get along, Vermilion Bird said disapprovingly. You will never escape. You'll rot here. Oh, at this point, Keejaw no longer had anything to fear. He pressed on. Rot here. Are you going to kill me? Vermilion Bird moved in a flash, appearing right next to Keejaw, his feathered cloak billowing behind him. He grabbed Keejaw by the collar, snarling, if it weren't for the rule, I'd tear you apart right here. So, according to the rules, you can't kill me, Keejaw retorted. Hey? Vermilion Bird's smile returned. I don't have to kill you. You'll die here anyway. With everyone watching warily, Vermilion Bird floated back into the air, like a god descending from the heavens. And why do you think I'll die here? Keejaw asked, looking up at him. Because you're Keejaw, and that means you're destined to die here. Vermilion Bird sneered before vanishing into thin air. He didn't fly away like a character in a TV drama, nor did he disappear in a magical burst of light. he simply vanished without a trace. This sudden change left the group baffled, because I'm going to die here. Human rat, lying in TXIA's arms. Cut. T. Shaw looked down at the girl. Her face was clean and innocent, not like someone from this world. He felt a complex mix of emotions. If he hadn't chosen to gamble with his life, this girl might not have ended up like this. Looking back, she had never truly been a threat to Kijal. One Dao in exchange for another. Perhaps, as she had said, Kijal would never again find a game as simple or as safe as this one. Human Rat reached into her pocket, slowly pulling out 3 Dao. What a pity. I waited here for so long. You were the first participants, and I thought I could earn some Dao. She handed the Dao to Kijal and said with difficulty, one of these is your ticket, and the other 3 are my own Dao. They're yours now. The 4 of them looked at the girl, not knowing what to say. By all rights, they should have been enemies. Yet, the girl's helplessness and despair struck a chord deep within them, stirring a feeling they couldn't quite explain. Were you a participant too? Tisha asked in a cold tone. Hearing this, Human Rat laughed weakly, blood seeping from her mouth once more. Who here isn't a participant? To be honest, I wish I had never worn the rat mask. Even though none of us can leave. Her head gently lolled to the side, and her arm dropped to the ground. The 2 girls sighed, and even Xiao Jiajin looked sorrowful. But TXIA's expression remained as cold as ever. He laid the girl's body down on the ground and slowly stood up. No one knew what he was thinking. Tisha, are you okay? Lin Qiuyan asked. Tisha blinked. Do I look like something's wrong? Your face is expressionless. It doesn't seem normal, right? Before Kijal could finish, a sharp, unbearable pain tore through his head. He let out a blood-curdled scream, clutching his head as he collapsed. Hey, don't scare me like this, Tiao Jia shouted, recognizing the same symptoms Kijal had when Han Wai Mo died that morning. TXIA's head felt like it was splitting apart, as if something deep inside his brain was pounding relentlessly.